Hey friends, welcome to the part 20 of Professional Data Engineer Certification. If you have not yet subscribed, do so. It will help you with clearing Google Cloud certification. Let's look at this question now. See, this is a question on Google Cloud. Okay, what is happening? You have two relational databases. This database 1, database 2, and what amount of data they are storing? 10 terabytes. You want to support transactions that scale horizontally. That means the vertical means this side and horizontal means this side. When we talk about horizontal scaling, we are talking about something like big data clusters where we keep adding in clusters. It's like, instead of uh, building tower blocks, if you do vertical scaling, that means you are trying to build tower blocks. If you do horizontal scaling, that means you are trying to expand in the vacant land. You keep creating row houses or bungalows. That is how it goes. You want to optimize the data to for range queries on non-key columns. What should you do? See, at a high level, if I see, I have two options where they say Cloud SQL and two options where they are telling Cloud Spanner. What are Cloud SQL and Spanner? See, Cloud SQL is a good choice if you are using MySQL, PostgreSQL, SQL Server, etc. And it has simple scalability, it has cost effectiveness, and so on. And then Cloud Spanner is a good choice if you want global replication, high availability, horizontal scalability. So horizontal scalability, did it resonate in our question? They are telling about horizontal scalability. So we know now that we have to use Spanner instead of Cloud SQL. So options A and B are wrong, and C and D, out of these we have to choose one. C is talking about adding additional secondary indexes, and D is talking about cloud data flow. So what is the difference? Secondary indexes or data flow are useful to support transactions to scale horizontally. Both are useful. But what are secondary indexes? It can improve the performance of your queries on large tables. Are our tables large? Yes, we are talking about 10 terabytes of data sets. It is very large. And this can be created on columns other than primary key. That means, so if you see other than primary key, you can create this. Does our question say anything about this? Yes, it is telling you create optimized data for range queries on non-key columns. That means non-key means these are not primary keys. Now, what is cloud data flow useful for? Cloud data flow, if you are having streaming analytics, real-time analytics, machine learning, data integration. So we don't have any of these use cases. So our answer would be secondary indexes. That is option C, where we are saying we will use Cloud Spanner for storage and we will add secondary indexes to support the query patterns. Let us look at this next question now. See, you are a financial services company. What can be financial services? It can be any investment bank and so on. Okay. What we are doing is we are moving to cloud technology on Google Cloud. And what are you trying to store? You are trying to store 50 terabytes of financial time series data. See, time series is the keyword. The data is frequently uploaded and new data will be streaming all the time. So this seems to be a solution where you need to process very high volumes of data and the data is streaming. So it is coming in real time also. Your company wants to move their existing Apache Hadoop. So they already have Hadoop. So they are already on premises. They already have a Hadoop box. They want to move it to cloud. So Hadoop, if you want to move to cloud, what should you use here? See, we are not going to use anything about cloud storage. We are talking about database. So we have to choose between Bigtable and BigQuery. See, now Bigtable is a wide column, NoSQL database. BigQuery is a fully managed petabyte scale data analytics platform. It is a good choice for workloads with complex queries such as business intelligence queries, machine learning, and etc. In this question, we are not doing anything about business intelligence. We are not doing machine learning. So Bigtable is our answer here because we are dealing with some of the real-time analytics and transactional processing. We have both the flavors. Now you might say, how do I know we have both the flavors? See, the question says talking about streaming and talking about moving Apache Hadoop transactions. These are transactions and streaming is your real time. Simple. So Google Bigtable would be our answer. And cloud storage and data store, these are all we are talking about object store kind of thing. So we don't want to use cloud storage here. And this is the third question of this video. Last question. The organization maintains Google BigQuery dataset and it contains tables with, so you have this big BigQuery dataset, you have tables here. Now you want to share that data and you have to share the aggregation of these datasets. You want to share with Google Cloud projects, other projects. Okay. So whenever you want to share, they are telling you that was minimize the storage cost. That means if we say you minimize the storage cost, that means you should not create a copy of that storage first thing. Okay. And then they are saying analyze the ensure that the cost of the analysis for other projects they have to bear it. Like you don't have to bear the cost of analysis, they have to bear it. So what is the solution? So see, if I want to give something shared access, I would package it in a view and give it to them. So option 1 seems correct, where it is saying I will create and share an unauthorized view to provide aggregate results. So I will give a view. Why? You see this unauthorized view for aggregate results in BigQuery. It means creating a view that not only exposes the aggregate results of the underlying data and then authorize that view. That means the guy can only access this view, and it is not going to create a duplicate copy of your data and maximize the storage. It will not do that. It will protect the underlying data from unauthorized access. Suppose you just want to give this view access, you don't want to show them the underlying data. That is what is possible here. It can reduce the amount of data that needs to be copied and improve performance, as authorized views are able to be materialized and pre-computed. So it improves performance. That means the aggregation that is happening, it is already pre-calculated and kept. It is not going to happen runtime. And here are some of the examples where you can use this kind of view. You can share the total sales of each product with your sales team, but you don't want them to access the individual sales transactions. So they will not come to know, okay, which customer gave you what kind of sales, but you can see the total sales. That is possible. You can pause this and read all of these points if you want to understand the examples. One thing which is important is creating an authorized view for aggregate results. It is better than creating and sharing a new data sets from the storage perspective. Okay, because it is not going to create a copy. See, it will not create a copy of the underlying data, but simply expose a different view of it. And that is why option B is wrong, because option B will create new data sets. Option C will also create a new copy, which will maximize the storage usage. And D is totally wrong. It is telling you to use IAM roles on the data set and etc. etc. No, we will keep pre-calculated data ready for consumption by other people, and we will share that. So option A is correct in this case, where we will create and share an authorized view that provides the aggregate result. If you have not yet subscribed, do so. It will help you with clearing Google Cloud certifications. And this one is a bit complex certification, but it will add a lot of value to your profile. You should, if you are working in the ETL space, BI space, etc., or big data space, you should go for this professional data engineer certification from Google Cloud.